Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. I'm Doug Rice. I want him to stop on a fucking dime. I want him stopped so hard. Your neck jerks in the audience. You know what I... Good morning. How you doing? Slow your goddamn roll. Doug Rice! Wake the... Oh, it's 11 o'clock. If you're asleep, well, you woke. Sorry now. All right. 8th of September, 2022. Inching closer and closer and closer to the fulfillment of prophecy. It's amazing times we live in. The announcement, first and foremost, my goodness. She is not a stinking reptile. She never was. Unfortunately, we know now she is and was mortal. Queen Elizabeth did pass, and condolences. Not to make light of it, but some folks thought she was going to live forever. No, she transited, and, hey, her... Whatever she had going on in life, she is even with the house. She's in a better position than every last one of us breathing right now. Amazing, isn't it? If the dead move on, their errors compensated, forgiven, for 100% sure. Most certainly a resurrection in her future. So, though saddened by her passing, be overjoyed that she is now settled in her accounts. It is an amazing thing. Listen, folks, you need to understand. You exist right now for one of two reasons. You exist either for judgment or for righteousness. That's it. You're around just for one of two reasons. The execution of God's judgment against you, or the gift of righteousness for those that are faithful. But, I didn't want to digress. All right, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Tap the screen, share the live, do the things you want to do. This is the Doug Rice Show. I come here as often as I can. I try to talk about stuff. I try to point out shit. What my job, my being on this earth culminates to just trying to get that goddamned grin off your faces. If I were able to do that, my job here is complete. Otherwise, hey, we'll just peruse the news, Hebrews. That's what we'll do. Somebody asked me pointedly, determinedly, and asked me to address what is now a story amongst our community. And it involves Tiffany Haddish. My goodness, Tiffany Haddish. Whoa, baby. Tiffany. Tiffany expressed regret Monday for participating in a comedy skit in which she allegedly forced a 7-year-old child to perform suggestive acts. And I got to tell you, folks, after she and fellow comedian Aaron Spears were sued in state court, she apologized. So she admitted it. Now listen, folks, I don't believe much untowardness is avoidable in Hollywood. But I tell you, there are rules down there. Now, this shit goes on everywhere. And I got to tell you, somebody didn't pay their dues. And, Trina and I talked before the show, and somebody asked me to talk on it. So I'm going to give you my insight as to what I think may have occurred. This being a common occurrence in Hollywood every day and twice on Sundays. They diddle with kids down there, folks. You know this. So the question is, how did this get out of Tiffany Haddish's hands? I got an answer. Perhaps Tiffany, in thinking her conversion to Judaism would prevent her having to comply with certain other favors that successful actresses and comedians must put forth in order to ascend to that rarefied air. And strategically, it worked. My goodness, it worked like a charm. She didn't have to put out. Tiffany wore that on her countenance. I could see that she knew she escaped the dragon. But in that strategy was mapped out a consequence if certain things happen, and that consequence is you won't have the protection of those individuals who look at you as brethren and untouchable in that way. But should there be a problem with your career, there will be no lifeline thrown. There'll be no help offered. You understand, you can't have not one without the other. Tiff, I think you knew this was written in the contracts that you refused to consummate. Too much? No? What do you think? Come on. Sounds about right. No? She didn't have to give up for shit. She didn't. No, she was a fellow. I mean, she took the oath, if you will, right? So in those dark cornered offices where aspiring actresses and comedians are expected to comply with certain requirements before they can hit the lights fantastic, and well, Tiffany avoided all of that by simple conversion. But you see, it didn't hold water for you. All right, well, I kind of liked it. Somebody asked for it. I gave it to you. If it's too honest, I don't give a fuck. Thank you for tuning in to The Doug Rice Show. Tap the screen, share the live, tell your friends. Support the effort. For God's sake, you know they're on me. I don't care. But, you know, they try to come at me one way or the other. Business, you know, all these things. I think brothers and sisters throughout the earth are coming awake to their plight, to who they are, to how they got in the situation they're in. They hate us everywhere evenly, don't they? And you know what they hate? They hate people that remind them of us. They're just as bad on the folks who they look at and mistake for Negroes as they are on Negroes themselves. It's quite a plight. Quite a plight. All right, so you know the drill. You know what I do. You know what I do. Yeah. What I do is I got a list that me and Katrina have painfully gone over right here. So a few topics, a few insights, a few subjects we think you might like. Afterward, I got some tabs opened up here. We're going to read the Black News, Hebrews. All in an effort to get that goddamned grin off your faces. See, that grin doesn't belong there. If you are a Negro, a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, brought here against your will in chains, if you identify with that as an individual, then you are who I am talking about. The progeny of David. True Israel. Kings and priests. Queens and priestesses, you know. Don't want, you know. That's who you are. And here's the deal. Nobody has to tell you anymore. No, the word is out. It's over. It's over. Now we're in the final stretch, the realization, the eyes are open. All you have to do now is remain faithful, look for the exits, understand how you got here, and whatever you do, get that goddamn grin off your fucking faces. There's too much blood in the ground for us to walk around skinning and grinning amongst the oppressors that helped put it there. Okay, so first topic, first thing, say hello to Katrina. Everybody say hello. Understand, I can't read a thing you're typing. Katrina reads it and responds the way I would. But let's talk about our topic today as we sip the hot Folgers made for those woke. Yes. Trina, clip that, ship it. Yeah, we're just sending clips to Folgers now. You know, they're not bouncing back, so I think they're getting them. Okay, the first anchor topic. Here we go. First anchor topic for you folks, 11:09 in the morning. Please tap the screen, share it live. First topic. Let's talk history. Let's talk history. Negroes! Let's talk history. You and I. Let's talk history. Not our history. Their history. No, you need to delve into the history of the oppressors, those ancestors that brought us here, those and what they've done, theirs and where they did it, those folks. Let's talk history. We are victims. We are living as victims on this planet of a strange, I would say, unprivileged to know scheme. And that scheme involved families, all related, and all claiming the earth as their own. all representative of European ideology, thought, premise, values, drive, ambition, everything steeped in the porcelain skin of individuals showing up on the scene of Europe, seemingly out of nowhere from underground. Let's talk history. Folks, the history that we see involves three folks, cousins. We're going to go back here, about 1900, 1800. And the reason we need to talk about the Prussia War, we need to talk about World War I, we need to talk about World War II, is because that is what set the real stage for what's happening now. You are bouncing off folks that claimed ownership to the world, and their kin is now rising up, expressing that same claimed ownership. The ancestors of these beings claimed ownership of this planet. Three kings. King George, I believe, the Tsar of Russia, and then a third gentleman who's running a different country. Three of these kings, England, Russia, and Germany. Wilhelm. So understand, folks, that before World War I, these three clowns owned planet Earth. And you better walk with me, because we just lost the progeny of one of them today. And don't you understand they're about to pass on the mantle to the same people that claim they own the earth? They're going to do that in just a few days. Three families. Folks in Russia, folks in Germany, or what is commonly Germany, and folks in Europe, for folks in England. The folks they call Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons. All of these individuals have the same thing in common, and that's the history that pushed us where we're at right now. That sets the tone. Let's talk history, and that's what we'll be doing today. I needed to establish that because what we're in the middle of right now is a bounce back off of that effort, and that effort is failing miserably, and that effort is something I call the democratic fantasy. Oh yeah, baby, you like this shit? Now, lately they've been framing democracy in a collective, and they keep talking about it being ours. I don't know about you, but the fantasy of democracy has never been the possession of Negroes. I don't feel a part of this experiment they say has been going on for well over 200 years. In fact, I feel so left out, I feel comfortable sitting back allowing it to self-destruct. The democratic fantasy, the idea that under certain circumstances human beings can rule themselves effectively if the right human beings are in rule. This whole nonsensical fantasy got started with an imbalance, claiming all men are created equal as long as they are white males. It's a recipe for disaster. And so now the democratic fantasy is failing. Without the foundation, the true foundation needed to hold it up, it has nowhere to go, and it is now eating itself. It is literally consuming itself. And Negroes never were meant to be a part of this democratic fantasy. And so I'm only inviting all of you to first observe it, understand their history has led them to this. It is unstoppable. It will not be stopped. What we are looking at, the convergence of violence and all its expression, soon to fill itself up in this country and culminate in shots being fired, will only result in them shooting at Negroes. You better wake the fuck up. They want to fight so bad. They want to fight so bad. They do. They're panicking. At this point, I watch them. I read what they're saying about this democracy they try to call ours. And now they're afraid. They've unleashed an individual created by this democracy to think only of himself. And that individual now, with the levers of power firmly in his grip, refusing to let go, will destroy this place before it destroys him. And we can only watch. They're panicking now. They're panicking, and it shows. They're panicking because they're lashing out. They see fear everywhere they look now. It's now a condition. And it is irreversible. That's the plight of Negroes surrounded. We are trapped amongst these individuals, and all they seemingly do before they go the fuck off is smile. Do you not understand where we are? We are trapped within the nightmare created by Donald Trump, Paul Gosar, Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene. Jesus. And then the ones trying to go for office, Doug Mastriano. This is the worst of the worst of the worst. It's just becoming evident. These are the worst of the worst of the worst. And they're not willing to do anything to stop this, but panic. They're panicking. They're panicking. Now today or yesterday or whatever, one of us, this guy's name is Ezekiel Kelly or whatever his name is. That's the guy's name. He went on a mass shooting. He killed a couple of people, yada, yada, yada. I gave my opinion on all of that. But I gave my opinion on the mass shooting committed by one of our brothers, as I assume. Detrina suspects the whole thing. She thinks it's a black op of nefarious origins, and maybe he's doing his job. I tend to think that he just, he did exactly what they've been fearful of us doing. As I understand it, his whole motive behind this mass shooting, as I get it, was to eliminate folks. Now listen, I don't condone that. I won't condone lifting a finger to any individual of sentient being and has life. You didn't give life, don't take it. Okay? Unless your life is threatened at that point, it's game on. But this brother said he wanted to go hurt people that weren't us. That was his motive. So now I'm asking this simple question to you folks that I know are in the audience, probably looking at me like you crazy. Tell me something, oppressors, was it worth it? I mean, we've had 300 mass shootings, all involving motherfuckers that do not look like us at all. You got one recently committed to doing exactly what the fuck you've been anticipating. This is shit. This is why you pour bullets into us, 10 boxes at a time. Because you're scared that one of us, all of us, any of us, is going to pick up where Mr. Kelly, Elysier, or whatever the heck his name is, Ezekiel, his whole intent was to eliminate your lives. And that just is unacceptable now. But you now wag your finger at your creation, this man who figured it out, who looked and probably said, maybe the only way to do this is to do what they're doing. I don't get it. You write a 200-page manifesto and drive 200 miles to kill Negroes. Are you not saying that at least one of us might go Nat Turner on you motherfuckers? Maybe? Is it a possibility? And so now you want to hold this young man up and tell me how bad Negroes are now that one of us has acted out exactly as you've been dreaming of. You mad? Apples and oranges, folks. That's the comparison I make. Apples and goddamn oranges. See, that's what they're doing. Look, let me tell you something. If you get in your car after writing a manifesto of hatred, specifically towards Negroes, and then accomplish getting to your destination and ending Negro life, well, that is one way in how you are motivated to murder. One way. But if you're a brother, you're just fed up with being a brother, constantly being a brother, treated like a brother in this motherfucker all day, every day for years, and you get tired of that, well, those are oranges. So don't get in your funky ass goddamned feelings when one of us snaps on you motherfuckers. You hear me? Now you need to hear this, as guilty as this Negro might be, and he is fine. What you want me to say? Apples and oranges, folks. Apples and oranges. And by the way, while we're at it, if we're on the subject, all of this stems because of one reason. Y'all won't get your goddamn folks. See, I can tell you right now, that one incident involving one Hebrew, perhaps through, I don't know, mind control, maybe he lost his mind, however Detrina wants me to think of it, all conspiratorial. Detrina got me all thinking crazy. But can you get your folks, though? See, that's the thing. See, there are types, and y'all refuse to get your folks. Listen to me, man. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at her. Compare her to Miss Boebert, and you got two peas in the same pod. What? Every Trump supporter looks the same, acts the same mannerisms, same grievances, same way of looking at things. Y'all can't get your folks. What's wrong, man? See, that's the problem. Let me tell you why we are living in this circumstance, because you let the traitors go home. They look too much like you to call them to account. You know, Israel was made to kill enemies. And if you did not, there was hell to pay. Israel was made to put to death individuals undeserving of life. Didn't matter that they looked like them. Didn't matter. Justice is justice. But you see, back when you owned slaves and you were open about it, back in the 1800s, and you decided to go off on each other like you are decided to go off on each other right now, and the North won and the traitors were soundly defeated, nobody hung. Nobody was hanged. Nobody paid the price needed to be paid to eliminate from the ranks of this country the offspring of traitors who went home and procreated. And to this day, we deal with the traitors' offspring right now. Can you get your fucking folks? You can't get your fucking folks. You can't get, because you're going to have to look the face of white supremacy. You have to look right at it and end it. And you can't talk it out of existence. You can't reason with hatred. You can't love the racism away. It's not going to work. There's only one solution, and you won't do it. So you know what? The Most High, He's coming to do what they can't. You need to hear me, man. Why is this about to happen? I think it's a very important point to make. Armageddon is coming. Everyone knows it. There will be a great loss of life. So many. We look at these defiant beings walking about shaking their ass or their fist at the air. I don't know who's worse off. The number of those that must be destroyed be massive, billions of people gone. It's said that the birds will eat their fill. Carry on. Look it up. What's about to occur has to occur to rid the earth of unrighteousness. People not doing right. That's what this is about. This is about right and unright. Simple. And you know, the most impactful scripture is when the wicked are cut off, you will see it. So all this profitability, all of this power, all the things you see them hold and wield and profit from and live well off, you look sometimes askew wondering, what the fuck? And then that scripture comes to mind. When the wicked are cut off, you will see it. That's real impactful. The Most High is coming to do what they can't do. The deaths will be amazing. It's just amazing. The people that will not be here, they cannot be here. It's impossible for them to be here. I need you to understand. Think of some of the individuals that you know today living beyond a certain age to have real impact and the effect they'll have on society. The morals, the social impact. What they do will have in some way an effect on your life, and the Most High will not permit evil, unright, to continue in his creation. So, Most High is coming to do what they can't do. All right! I feel good. I think that was a good one, right? No one knows? No one knows. I want to do no one knows, but I think I'll save that one, Trina. Trina just looks down the line. She knows what I'm doing. I hope everybody liked that. 11:27 in the morning. I don't know. Hey, it's lunchtime. Maybe you're on lunch. Maybe you're doing your thing. This is the Doug Rice Show. I'm Doug Rice. It's what I do. Okay? You need to get it. Times are changing. You feel the vibration. Everybody hears the frequency. Negroes, stay alert. Pray. Pray. You know what I heard? Somebody gave real good advice. He said, pray up. I like that. You better stay prayed up. That connection to the Most High God is the only defense Negroes have. And they're praying to their gods. They're not just praying to them, they're talking to them. They're interacting with them. They're getting heavenly information, secret information from their gods. And soon their gods will be brought under subjugation to our mighty God. Us set apart Negroes on this planet, ushering in true worship on this planet. That's our job. I mean, it's not like a heavy job. I mean, we're called kings and priests. But don't let that go to your head. It's a little bit involved. You know, a lot has to happen beforehand. You got to get rid of all the... Anyway, I've said this before. Okay! That part is done. Now let's get to some news for you Hebrews. Because I know some of y'all at lunch probably enjoying yourself, trying to share the Doug, tap the screen, share the live, support the Doug, whatever. But at the same time, you need to be keep abreast of the situation, the current situation, and what's going on right fucking now. That's where I come in. Here we go. All right. First up. I don't know. First up. Here we go. Oh, and this was nothing. This is nothing. A U.S. soldier who posted about killing black people given top security pass. Yeah, a former paratrooper who enlisted in the Army to become more proficient at killing black people was given a top security clearance despite ties to white supremacist organizations and Nazi ideology. No big deal, nothing to see, right? But you know what's on their mind, though, right? But Doug's wrong. But I'm wrong. I'm wrong for just reporting the news, for telling you to get that fucking grin off your goddamn face as you walk about this place. Protected by the likes of this. You feel safe? You feel safe? Because you know why he went to the Army, right? He went to the Army, his words, to become more proficient at killing Negroes. The honesty just gives me the warm and goddamn funnies. Moving on. All right, baby, let's talk about something else. Former FBI assistant director says Trump could have kept hold of a foreign country's nuclear secrets because they had the highest price tag for classified info. They're just the worst people. They're just turning out to be the worst people. Now, they've said they're the best people. They've preached in our ears for centuries how good they are. They've put movies and plays and books and stories and history about their honesty and their greatness and their uprightness when in fact they're corrupt, lying, thieving, stealing motherfuckers that will do anything to hold power. Are you shocked? Moving on, baby. The Doug Rises Show. Okay, let's continue. That one just got me. Queen Elizabeth has passed. Wow, and she went kind of fast. 54 minutes ago, it said that they gathered at her side, and then suddenly she was gone. I gotta say this, though. Listen, about people dying mysteriously, suddenly, instantly, almost like, there are rumors that there are people leaving in other ways, for other reasons. I'm not entertaining the madness. I'm only reporting the news. All of these recent deaths, these famous figures, celebrities, folks just dropping dead, falling out of windows. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? All this shit you hear of, and behind it all, you get some few that may be slightly out of their fucking mind, but legitimately have at least some credible information that says these folks are choosing to leave and they are going elsewhere. Now, I don't know that I believe that, but shit, who the hell knows? Somebody said the woman was a fucking lizard. I mean, Putin wouldn't stand next to her because he said she shapeshifted. For God's sake, 96 years, that's pretty long. Okay, we'll just keep going. All right, the door. Okay, it's pure, unadulterated racism. It sure as fuck is. Listen to this. Says the mother after, check it out, black student athletes heckled with monkey noises during a volleyball game. Stay the fuck out their spaces. You don't belong doing volleyball, Tim. You volleyball with your goddamn selves. What's wrong with you? See? When are you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn? When we just show up, they get racial. Now, what are they telling their children? This just seems to be a consistent, concerted effort towards expressing racist sentiment in our direction. At all times, every day, and elsewhere. What the fuck is going on? What are you telling these crumb snatchers in your fucking house? What is it? The fuck's on your mind? Got something you want to say? Or do you say it every time you throw boxes at bullets at us? Do you understand the necessity to steer clear? Are you not of the mind that maybe we should back the fuck up? Or am I just crazy? No? Both? I'm cool. You show up to a volleyball. They're going to make monkey noise. Now see, it'd been wrong if they'd have responded and did something stupid. But all they could do was cry. Your kids participating in the sport brought on by school, and the schools allowed the fucking monsters' children to come to school and act out their racist fantasy of shit that they want to do. I'm going to tell you something. They're making it less and less able for me to have any fucking sympathy for them when they're fucking destroyed. I mean that shit. Some of them I'm just going to look at. What's he going to grow up to be? The person that does that, heckles, is that a future Proud Boy? Is that a future, is it a future senator? You wonder why I tell you to stop fucking grinning. All right, let's continue. I don't want to get mad. Black woman in Michigan wins casino jackpot, but the bank refused to cash the check. Dear God, what? You can't even win. She going 5 figures. She wouldn't tell you how much it was. I was of the mind that, hey, they're not giving cash. It could have been $90,000. I'm not giving you $90,000. Even I'm not going to give you $90,000. You don't come back at me and have me and they'll investigate a bank. But it wasn't that. What it was is they took the check and didn't give it back. They didn't believe. What is wrong? Ma'am, I'm a black woman with a 5-figure check. You think I'm going to come here and act a fool knowing how you going to act? Will you cash my check or get out my face? She eventually took the check and she cashed it at Chase. I don't know. She went to a hole-in-the-wall bank and tried to cash the check, and they acted like a hole-in-the-wall bank run by people that have not seen brothers and sisters, since the 1880s, 1890s. It's just bad. You feel welcome? You feel welcome. Does that make you... Now, look now. You know what? It don't fuck with you till it fucks with you. It don't fuck with you till you feel it. You walk around all warm and happy and glowing and shit, and then you're sidelines from the fucking blind side. All of a sudden, a racist incident just smacks your ass clean upside your Negro head. And there you are, shocked and shaken about the obvious that now has happened to you. Think about what she thinks. You think about that shit, man. And then, from the mouths of those associated with these individuals, they talk about how liberal and how, fair, and I'm not racist. Get the fuck out of my face. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just thought of, that pissed me off. Poor woman. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. When hiring slows, black workers get pushed so far back, they drop out. That's why the Fed's rate hikes are threatening black workers. It's true. Everything is threatening our existence. We're so close. We're so close. And you feel it. They feel it. They're getting nervous. They're angry at us for being. For being what? What is it you're angry about? I mean, can we turn it into something a little less nefarious? If you come at me with your car because you see me across the street, can I stop you and ask first, do you need a hug? Second, when you see me, what movie plays in your head about me? What's the end game here? If you don't run me over with a car, what will happen to your life? See, that's what's going on. See, they know shit, but they don't know shit. They want us out of every scenario possible because the scenario for them ends badly. Remember that shit. Okay. Moving on, the Dougherance Show. U.S. soldier says he joined the army to kill black people, according to the FBI. That's the guy they promoted. I couldn't believe it. Black girls are 4.19 times more likely to get suspended than white girls. And hiring more teachers of color is only part of the solution. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking? How is that a headline? It's one, it's the other. First, the stat. Black girls are 4.19 times more likely, so the 4.2 is out of the question. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what? We need to stop giving a fuck about this place. The moment you put this place down in your mind, Negroes, you will be free of all the tethers that it has kept right there, attached, all different directions. The moment you let go the fantasy that you're here under, more optimal conditions, that's when things become clear. I need you to understand that. You go outside with a grin on your goddamn face, you watch how they treat you. And you'll know where you are and how you got here. They will treat you how you got here if you don't wear a smile. They will treat you exactly how you got here. You try me. I'm telling you the truth. They expect that smile. They need that smile. That smile gives them warmth and comfort. Yeah, I did a little Jack Nicholson. Whatever. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry. Forehead thermometers may be less accurate detecting fevers in black people, study finds. The study? Tell me about the study. Tell me you didn't line black people up and do there for it, and tell me you then didn't line up white people, and tell me you didn't do that shit. Tell me you didn't let them see you do that shit. Just tell me that. You paid for the fucking study. I just want to know, is it done with dignity? Probably not. Probably not. And what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Who are you going to sue? What are you going to do? So they're less accurate at detecting fevers than us. And who are we going to sue now? Exactly. What's happening? Are you going to make them comply with the perils of obtaining the temperature of black skin, melanated skin, the added melanin, which... Shut! I just want to know who paid for the study. It was tasteless. I can smell the tastelessness in all that happened. You know it was bad. You know it was bad. You know brothers and sisters got mad. You know, anytime, Tuskegee. All right, say their names. Memorial honoring black people killed by racism debuts in New York City for fucking what? For what? You have now built a memorial in fucking New York City that commands that they say their names. Are you just trying to push? What? They don't need to say their names. They killed them. Why do they need to say their fucking names? They weren't interested in saying their names while they were killing them, so why do they need to say their names now? I wish you would not do that. Because here's the deal. What you're going to do is you're going to have non-discriminate folks that pass these memorials by and feel moved and touched to express sentiment and sorrow and regret. And none of that shit is real. Not when it's forced. Not when it's asked for by an edifice. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Don't pay to fucking homage to your fucking horrors. You put that goddamn memorial right up next to Martin Luther King's. I can't even believe the government paid for that shit. That's some balls right there, boy. Wow. So, say their names. You get any government funding? That's just irritating. Fuck you. Don't say their names. Don't you fucking dare. All right, baby. John Boyega says it would be very surprising to me if next James Bond actor is black. Hey, John, you're fucking right. Listen, England is already on the brink. They've got a new prime minister, and she don't look really uncomfortable. She looks awkward. You put a black James Bond over in England on the screen, and we will watch Great Britain implode with sarcastic indignation. Oh my goodness, did you hear what they did? Man, let me tell you something. Don't even talk about it, bro. Talking about it could end your career. Don't you do it. Don't do it. I don't want to see a black James Bond. I think they'll start bombing theaters and shit. I'm serious. Oh, no, you take away their superheroes, partner, it's a wrap. Boy, that just shatters their whole narrative, man. Shit. Don't fuck with their reality. It's being fucked with enough. Let's keep going. The Doug Rises Show. Who you watching? The Doug. All right, I can mess with that. The lady who tried to cash the check was 71. Who thinks a 71-year-old black woman is going to fucking forge a big-ass check? Fine. Do you think it was funny? Like, were you laughing? Oh, man, stop. That might have been cool. But they were serious about calling police. Man, she wanted them down the road. We're not cashing it. You don't like black people that much? I wish the brother had showed up as a cop on the scene. Man, let me ask you don't like black people that much that you didn't even think that maybe this was legitimate? This woman is 71 years, like my grandmama, man. Ma'am, I'll give you a ride to Chase. Don't worry about it. Fucking dumbass. Oh, God. Kim Kardashian in the news. Let me tell you what it says. Kim Kardashian turns her back on her only true talent, stealing the aesthetic of black women. Ooh. That was raw. Wow. And Candace McDuffie sounds like she's a hater, actually. I'm just saying, it just seems like that Candace McDuffie, what does she give a fuck about Kim steal. Maybe Kim steals the aesthetic black woman a little bit better than Candace McDuffie does. I would say ain't got no picture of her. Okay, let's move it on. Kim ain't got no culture, just like none of the other these motherfuckers that glom on to Negro essence and suck it dry. I said that. Moving on, baby. The Doughericeshow. Sorry about that. It was totally inappropriate. Black Adam's new posters are shit. All right, listen. I don't like The Rock. The Rock is posing, man. He's a brother. Rock talk just like this, man. What up was handing down? Was handing, you know, right. But he doesn't do that in public. It infuriates me. I'm just kidding. I just don't want his movie. I just don't. Come on, Black Adam. You know, come on, bro. You Black Adam, then at least have what's up? Something. Put some flavor in it. You gonna call it black something, but black don't mean black no more. Black Adam ain't black. Black is like Michael Jackson's son, black. That type shit, right? That's why I don't like it. Ain't nothing black about Black Adam. Ain't no brother. What's happening? Word up! None of that's happening. So I don't wish the movie well. Moving on. The Doughericeshow. Moving. Oh, remember this? Pregnant black activist in South Africa. Yelling at police gets 4-year sentence. Yelling. Did nothing, just yelled at police. Gave her 4 years. South Africa. Where do you think this is all headed? They're reconsidering her sentence. We'll see what happens, folks. I'll try to keep track of that one. What up? Massachusetts is close to having its first black woman attorney general. God help us all. Another fucking pebble on the scale of indignant white grievance. Right there. Just throw another one. When they implode, explode, when they move in our direction because of all things black just coming in theirs, y'all get the fuck out the way. You're gonna set these people off all day. Man, these people see this shit and all they see is these faces calling people to account. Okay. What up? Okay, folks, I think that's it. But Minnesota arrests black people for marijuana at much higher rates than white people. State data shows. Well, thank you. Nobody paid for that. Somebody just looked at the data and said, okay, well, there's no, I didn't miss any money, But what did you check the data? Was it necessary for you to check the data? You could have just guessed, right? I mean, Minnesota arrests black people for marijuana at much higher rates than white people. You had to check the fucking data? Really? You had to check the data? No, you didn't. You had to check the fucking data, man. Look, man, we are fucking surrounded. Did you not know that? We are not in a happy place. Those of us that are woke are under direct threat. Ron DeSantis has declared war on wokeness. And Florida is where wokeness goes to die, as I understand it, whether it's murdered or whether it dies by natural causes. But I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, gentlemen, brothers, sisters, family, listen carefully, man. Don't you let these people distract you with the bullshit, because they'll try to do that shit. Now, what's happening is a slow rotation towards fascism in this country. Same parallel Germany. And I say that pointedly. Listen, did you know that before Hitler took power, he and his thugs, well, they rushed public buildings, square, the house, and, where they governed. They rushed it. Shooting was involved. People died. Hitler went to jail. He wrote Mein Kampf while in jail. Now, the connective tissue between World War I, World War II, it's there. You got to check it out. But the same condition that we see these individuals suffering from today that pushes them into this conflict is the same condition experienced there. Fear, this need to be superior, this need to impose their supposed superiority on inferiors. And now, like an echo through history, the repetitive noise we hear coming from folks that just defy modern imagination. I mean, we're about to repeat a repeat of history, and for some reason it centers around white supremacy and the need for it to exist, which in turn tells you of the necessity to have it stamped out by God Almighty, because we can't do it. And on their way out they are, and they know it. I believe that their reign served the purpose of administering punishment to Negroes for their unfaithful conduct toward God Almighty. A promised punishment meted out by God through these individuals we associate with whiteness. But they're not. They're not. And their time is past. It's over. It's not going to be pretty, because they're not going to go quietly. Especially when they hear, well, the latest updates. So, what I need you to do is steel yourselves everywhere you go. Everywhere you are a Negro, you steel yourself. You understand that nothing is promised. You understand you're surrounded by strangers who don't like you, despite their smile. And so, to protect yourself, I always, will always, must always encourage Negroes to do one thing that will protect them from the falsities of caucasity. Do you know what that thing is? Get that goddamn grin off your faces! Have a good day. Ending for me.